What do you think?
You have the baby?
I'm pregnant.
You are?
Yeah.
No way! No way!
I am.
You were just tricking me?
No, I wasn't tricking you. The doctor called me
When?
right now, and he told me, he's like, you're pregnant. I know.
Is the baby growing right now?
Yes. You're a big brother.
I'm a big one. I'm a big brother. I'm a big brother.
Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I can't believe that I am sitting here and I am telling you guys that I am pregnant. This has been something that my family and I have wanted for 8 years. Now, I'm just gonna quickly give you a brief recap of, if you're new to my channel, because I know a lot of people have tuned in since the IVF journey. And so if you're new to my channel, I do have a baby. Well, he's a big boy. I have a big boy. He's 8 years old. His name is Isaac, and I had him naturally. Jesse and I did not try anything but just the normal way. Before Isaac, I actually had an ectopic pregnancy, which caused a lot of scar tissue and blockage in my fallopian tubes. And then also when I was a teenager, I got 3 STDs. There's a whole video about that if you guys are interested in STDs. I just have to always put it out there that it's nothing to be ashamed of. Of course, I'm not like proud of it, but I'm also not ashamed of STDs because they're simply illnesses. They're just illnesses, like horrible illnesses, but it's nothing more than that. It doesn't mean anything more than it's an illness that people get. Anyways, so that also contributed to my fallopian tubes being blocked, and that's why I haven't been able to get pregnant naturally, guys, is because my fallopian tubes have a lot of blockage, and so nothing can get through them. I think about like when I was younger and all the decisions that I made when I was younger and the ignorance that I had towards STDs and my reproductive system, and not really paying any mind to it because I was young and I didn't have the knowledge, you know, available to me to know the stats about how common STDs are and how on the rise they are, specifically for Latinas and Black women. We're the ones most prone to getting all of this and the ones that have the least information in our communities. So I highly recommend you guys, if you are sexually active, to go get an STD checkup. I didn't even know that I had STDs, guys. The only reason that I knew was because I had a mandatory physical and before I deployed, and that's when the doctor told me, but I did have a lot of symptoms for a long time. I just thought I was sick. So that's just a little recap. I have a whole, I have a lot of videos on things of that nature, so I'll link them down below. It's all gonna be in a series, but just for the new subscribers, I just wanted to give you guys a recap of why it's taking so long, and like this is a really big deal that I'm sitting here. So after that, I had the ectopic pregnancy, and then I miscarried at 7 weeks, and then I got pregnant with Isaac. Now my fertility doctor, he told me that my son is a miracle because there's just no way that anything can get through these fallopian tubes. And I just think about like how hard it is for so many women out there and how common it is for so many of us women to have fertility issues. And I also think about like one of my friends, Linda, she was telling me, Linda, Loose Warrior, let there be loose. She has a really great podcast, and she was talking about the negative effects of tampons and pads and the chemicals that are in there and how they're linked to women having fertility issues and so many other things out there. I'm gonna look for some articles and link it, or you guys should just check out her podcast. It's more detailed. But I stopped using tampons and I only use organic pads, so I highly recommend you guys use organic panty liners or pads. And if you are going to use a tampon, make sure that it's organic. But even that, it's just like, I don't know how I feel about tampons anymore. that there's so many chemicals in these tampons and the pads and pesticides and all these things that are in our very fragile and very close to our reproductive system, guys. And so sometimes we wonder, why is it so hard for us to get pregnant? There's so many reasons for me, but for other women who haven't had STDs or who haven't had ectopic pregnancies, like why are other women not able to get pregnant? You know, like what goes wrong? So I often wonder about that. And so here we are. We finally took the leap and we started IVF. It's always been something that's been on the table for us for a really long time. But the reason I never really took the leap for all these years is because I was, to be honest with you guys, for a very long time, I had not been in a good mental state of mind. I've had anxiety and depressed, and I'm very open about it because that's just how my life has been. And I've suffered with it. I think very, very young age. I've always had issues with like self-esteem and confidence and things like this and things of that nature. So I know that when I hit puberty, it just really took a toll on me. And that's when I really, fell into a very deep depression. And in my 20s, specifically, like when I turned 25, it just became worse. And it was just a really horrible time of my life, even though everything outside of me was just perfect, great, I had my baby Isaac. I was doing so many amazing and wonderful things. That's why I was afraid of doing IVF, because I've heard all the stories of women who have said that it's a very emotional roller coaster, that it's very draining emotionally, physically, financially, in so many different levels, and I was scared. But I just said, I'm gonna do it. We want to have more children. This is the way. We are blessed with the opportunity to be able to do IVF, to have an amazing doctor who has an incredible team of people that work with him to make this a reality. Like, I'm so grateful to my doctor for making this a reality for us. We both said, let's do it. And whatever happens, happens. I was also worried about my career. And I'm like, I have so many dreams and things that I want to do. How am I going to achieve them if my life is already pretty hectic? And I'm just going to add another child to the equation. And I'm going to add emotions to the equation. And I'm just like, I'm thinking too much into it. I'm over-analyzing all of these things. And if I do, so what? Like everything, like if I have another kid, God willing, everything goes well, guys. It's still like, a very critical time for me with my baby. But at the end of the day, and not even at the end of the day, but like just in general, like life works out. Somehow, some way, we overcome so many things like we've overcame already. We need to recognize, as women, we need to recognize in ourselves how strong we are, how many demons we have battled and won, because we're still here, right? So that says a lot about us and our strength. And I know that it's really hard for us to look at ourselves and say, I'm strong. At least it has been for me. I have to be honest with you guys, these past 2 weeks, I really went through the most emotionally. I was stuck in my mind and my thoughts. I was actually feeding into the negativity in my mind. So things just kind of like, were not going my way. And I decided just yesterday, just last night, I don't like feeling this way. And I was really just overwhelmed with my emotions and overwhelmed with medications in my body and all of the shots that I'm taking. Like, it's really an emotional journey, like very, very emotional. It really is. And it didn't hit me till these past 2 weeks since like the pregnancy test or actually since the transfer day. Like, I just kind of had like a black cloud over my head. So, and before then, like the egg retrieval and all of this, like I had been like, yay, like this is good. Like everything is good. I'm happy. I'm this, that, and the fourth. And it wasn't until like all of this just came at me, and whoa, it was really horrible. But I feel so much better today. I already overcame that. See what I mean? Like we always overcome that. We always overcome everything. and I'm choosing to have a positive outlook. Like, that's a conscious choice that I made this morning. I wrote in my journal, as a matter of fact, I wrote 3 things that I'm grateful for today, because I have to start off my day like that, because I already have this negative cloud, and plus I haven't been grounded, to be honest with you. I haven't grounded myself with my faith and the things that make me very peaceful and calm, because everything since I came back from Costa Rica, so many appointments, and they've been early in the morning, it's back to school, so many things to do. So I literally wake up and I head out the door, like I start my day like this. Usually I wake up and I give myself 30 minutes at least to pray, to meditate, to work with my intuition, to just like really connect with God. That's really important to me. And I realized that because I've been so on the go, that's something that I put in the back. And I can't do anything without that. Like, that is my grounding force. So that's why everything just sort of piled up right now emotionally, and it took a toll on my soul more than anything. So this morning, I wrote 3 things that I'm grateful for. I made a conscious decision and a choice in my mind to have an incredible day. Something just went off. I feel like a light just went off. This just went off. Wow. I wrote the 3 things, and then I also made 3 promises for myself today. I promised that I will look at the bright side of life in every situation. I will give more of my heart to my family and those around me, to do that today, and that I will take care of myself by eating clean, healthy, and connecting with God and nature time. Just a few things that I wrote down, 3 promises that I made. This is why I'm telling you guys, journaling is something I just highly recommend if you are going through anything in life, specifically this, because it really keeps you grounded. So now as I'm going about my day, I'm already thinking like, look at the bright side, look at the bright side. And then all of these little tiny choices that I'm making today are going to affect how I feel tomorrow. So that's something that I recommend if you are going through this and you're feeling like it's taking an emotional toll on you, like you're feeling negative, just try to do your best to look for the positive side of this, because this is a positive situation that we're going through. Even though it's a lot, it's a blessing. But yes, my baby needs all the loving energy. I need to be calm. I need to take care of myself so the baby can grow and stay healthy. So with that being said, last thing I just wanted to say, guys, because in my last vlog, I know that I talked about like making the best bomb decaf coffee, which is so not healthy. So don't make it. Well, I mean, it's so not healthy for you. So don't even make it anymore, okay? But I was drinking that because, you know, when I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, well, I really have to take care of myself. I cannot be eating anything unhealthy. I don't want my body to be acidic. And so I gave up coffee completely. So then I went to decaf. And then on my vlog, you guys were like, decaf is really not decaf. Like, it still has caffeine. It has a lot more chemicals. Did my research. You guys are right. And you could, if you're pregnant, drink within moderation, but to me, honestly, it's just better to just stay away from it. So I haven't been drinking coffee, I've been drinking tea. I gave up the creamer from that video too, and I switched to a soy creamer. And I did stop drinking cinnamon tea, which I usually don't drink a lot. But come to find out, cinnamon actually, you know, it not helps you go into labor. Well, it helps you if you want to go into labor, but your baby can come sooner if you drink cinnamon. So it also says within moderation. I'm gonna ask my doctor all of this when I see him for my ultrasound. But yes, guys, I gave that up. I've been very like Googling like things for pregnant women to eat, to stay away from anything unpasteurized like dairy products. So I've just been eating healthy, just feeling so much better, and missing my coffee, but drinking tea kind of sucks. I don't know. I'm not really into tea. Tea doesn't give me that same feeling, but what can I do? What can I do? The last thing that I just want to say is just that I was thinking about yesterday and how happy everybody was. And the reason I didn't say it sooner, because I've known since Friday the 13th, is because I wanted to hold off until I told my family first, my close friends and my family first, because I didn't want them to find out through a YouTube video. Like, that's not fair for them. So I wanted to make sure to tell them first, and then I had to break it down for you guys. But trust me, like, I've been wanting to tell you guys for the longest. I'm not going to reveal the gender. I will wait for that once further along. I already know the gender. You guys can guess if it's a boy or a girl. You guys let me know. I'm not gonna say anything, but give yourself some love. Do what makes you feel happy during this time. Don't overcommit yourself to too many things if you are going through this. Take it easy. I have a busy week coming up, but I'm already booking like a weekend getaway. I don't know with who yet, because my kid has, Isaac has baseball practice and baseball games, and Jesse's like really busy with like improv and baseball and like so many different things too. So I think I'm just gonna go with my mom or something like that. But it's a little treat that I'm gonna give myself because I am traveling to Washington, D.C. and I have a lot of work commitments coming up this week. So after that, I will treat myself to a relaxing getaway somewhere, because that's what I like. That makes me feel good, getting away, disconnecting, spa, hotel. Like, I love that. It makes me happy. It makes me so happy. And I'm just so happy to be pregnant, guys. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm always like rubbing my belly and, you know, like holding it at night, even though, you know, it's still like you can't really see a belly per se. I'm just so happy to be able to give our son a sibling, because God forbid one day Jesse and I are not here. Now he's going to have a partner, you know, that's always going to be by his side, and he's going to have family, and he's always going to have family. But, you know, like when you have a sibling, it's a different bond. And I'm just so happy that he's going to have that, you know. And I was actually okay with just having one child, to be honest with you. I was actually okay with that, because I was like, if that's the way that God wanted it, then that's the way that it's going to be. But I guess timing is everything, and it's true, and here I am. And I feel like when I told God, you know what, if you don't want me to have any more kids, if you only want Isaac to be an only child, that's all he knows. And my only child friends, they are happy being only child. Well, you let me know. I don't know, speaking only from two people that I know. But what about if you're an only child? Do you wish you had siblings, or do you not? You don't know any different, and you just have a lot of friends? But the people that I know that are only child, that are an only child, have told me that they love it the way it is. And it's true, like that's all they know. And what else, you know what I mean? That's all they know. It's like they're an only child. So I was like, it's okay. Isaac has a lot of cousins. He's very sociable. He has a lot of friends. He'll be good. And I was cool with that. And then this happened. And this happened, and now we're here. So I can't wait to update you guys on more just updates. I don't know what's next. I am doing a lot of like vlogging at home and like follow me around type of thing. Really enjoying that stuff, so I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Thank you for all the love, and I can't wait to see you on my next video. Bye.